Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Kelly Hans here with another video. Um, it's a crazy, crazy day. Um, yeah, it's a crazy day. So far. So, I'm on my way to work, and I'm gonna put up the last night's Evening Chronicles. It's nothing that special, but I was talking about the smiling critters, and it was my review over that. I'm actually starting to enjoy that. The whole hold on. Sorry, I was about to sneeze. Enjoyed the whole Poppy Time series. So we done with that. Um, there ain't much really going on. I finally got my Runners magazine. I'm so excited because of I said it's gonna run next year, and or the 5K next year, because I really want to do want to do something. Um, um, what was I saying? Um, now I forgot. But anyway, I am going to do a oh yeah, I said last night that once a week on either a Monday or Wednesday, depending on my mood, I'm going to do Evening Chronicles just once a week instead of doing once every night, because that gets a little boring, especially with me doing daily videos for the 90 days. I said, you know what? I'm just going to do these instead. These are a whole lot better. Um, the daily vids. I also thought about this morning that I am going to do do it by seasons. So, like for example, this right here, I'm gonna change the playlist on it. But this right here will be season 1 of the 90 days. I'm gonna do it on October 1st of every year, and I'm gonna do it to the end of the year. At the end of the year will be a live stream, and will be the big live stream, and then we'll go from there. I'm excited as to how, especially with this year, how it's going to act per se, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. But yeah. So that's pretty much basically it. Sorta, kinda. Um, there ain't nothing really much going on as far as my life goes. But I said starting over. I'm gonna start because that first 30-day challenge had me hyped. But then the second challenge came in, I was like, eh. So I said, you know what? I'm going to create my own 8-week challenge. My own. With my own set of rules, everything. So, because I tried to do a 75-day hard, it's kind of like that. The only difference is, um, here's all my rules for it. Okay, so my rules for it is, um, no junk food, fast food, or alcohol. Now, naturally, I don't drink alcohol anyway. I might do it socially, which is like once, like every 2 or 3 years. But as far as me, alcohol, I don't have no problem with that. But the junk and fast food, I do. So I said, I'm going to do that. The next one is to drink at least, I say at least 3 liters of water. Because I looked up how much I weighed and how much water I need. I need a lot of water to keep myself hydrated. So I said, okay. The next rules is to get at least 45 to 60 minutes of activity a day. And then the last thing is to make sure that I track all of my foods that I eat. Right now, oh, that's cold. Talking about the water. I am going to um, figure something out. But what was it? I'm so forgetful today. I'll figure it out. But that's pretty much about it. Yeah, I forgot. Anyway, so there haven't been that much going on, to be honest. So, mm, so I just don't know. Anyway, I might be on tonight. Maybe, I don't know. To be real honest with you. Speaking of which, so I was thinking last night of the you remember how back in the day, I say late 90s, early, I say at least 98, 99, early 2000s, we would have a we would have MTV. But back then, if you didn't have cable, this is why I miss regular TV. See, with regular TV, if you didn't have cable, there would at least be some good shows. Remember back then, we didn't have cable. And, well, at least my mom didn't have cable. So, when I went to her house, she would have, there was a channel, I forgot what it was called. And they showed nothing, but it's kind of like a music channel for regular TV. They showed nothing but music, country music, everything. And I remember it was like, you know how back then with direct TV or even cable, instead of what we have now, we could just go down in the guide. They didn't have that. Instead, they would scroll like the banner on StreamYard, to scroll until you find the music you wanted. I remember that. And for some reason, that popped in my head this morning. I don't know why, but it did. And it got me thinking, I miss MTV a lot. I mean, now it's just ridiculousness. And I'm just like, ugh. Or some crappy movie no one heard of in like 20 years. So, I'm just like, But I'm excited to start the challenge. I'll start today. And it ends on... because I got it right here. Oh, that's not... I start today. It ends on January 9th. Which ain't that far away. So I said, okay, let's do this. Okay, for some reason I got 12 weeks. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. But yeah, I'm excited to start that. So, yeah. So, in local news, at least on my side of the news. Okay, so Old Man Walters was on TV. Well, this morning when I woke up, and he was just babbling, but he was talking about where I am, which is Oklahoma. The test scores are so low, like they are low. Like, some of the kids in school can't even pass basic math. That's how bad it is. Now, I thought at least my class was dumb, or at least dumber, but apparently not. Because I remember in the second grade, um, I was so bad at math and English, especially English. Um, yeah, I was bad at English because I hated learning about verbs and adjectives. Now, the only things I loved learning about English was the nouns, because I could easily get the nouns. But the adjectives and the verbs, the verbs I could get, the adjectives I couldn't. So I'm just like, I hate this. So anyway, I remember, and another thing is this I want to talk about. So I remember my second grade teacher, because even as a kid, I always get done real fast on my work because I didn't want to do it when I get home. So I remember her putting a big, huge F on my paper. I was just like, okay, whatever. I didn't care. So now they're saying, like in present day, that they are not going to start doing the A, B, C, D, F roster. That instead they are going to do pass or no pass. So then my question becomes, okay, so what becomes passing? What becomes no passing? Does the absence count towards no passing? So I'm just like, So I think I would rather just stick with the A, B, C, D, F grade system, because I guess now some parents are finding it offensive that their kids are getting D's and F's. I don't know why, but there you go. I guess that's why test scores so low, but I don't know. Anyway, so I'm not really, truly understanding it because I just don't get it. I really don't. Anyway, Old Man Walter said that he's gonna start focusing more on, because he said something stupid beforehand. Okay, so he wants to put religion in schools, which religion means Christianity, which also means, because I agree with the Attorney General, Gutner. He said church and state should be separate. Period. And Walters would start laughing. He said, we disagree, but we're going to talk about no. There's no talking about it. It's going to remain separate. The kids are going to school to learn. Have at it. So he said he's going to focus more on the teachings as far as reading, writing, and math. Try to get them scores up, because I think we're 49 out of 50. We're either 49 out of 50 or 50 of 50. Either one. Because 2 years ago, we was 47 of 50. But, we decided to drop 3 more spots. And yeah. So, and also he said that he's not going to do no more woke ideologies, whatever the hell that means. But my main thing, because honestly, Walter's been a pain in the ass since he first got in. He still lives now, but he's starting to get a tad bit better at it. He's starting to get away from the library, and he's starting to get more into, what we need to do in school as far as getting test scores up. Because I had no idea how dumb some of these kids are. They are dumb. I mean, dumb. They can't spell. Why they cannot spell, we don't know. Read. Like, I can see Kindles. And half these schools don't have libraries anymore. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I remember the library I had when I was a kid, and I loved it. I loved going to the library because it was my escape from, number one, the classroom, because I hated going there. So I just went straight to the library, and I loved it. I loved every moment of it. And that's something, like, if I do have kids or decide I want kids, that's what I really want for them to have, is a library with just nothing but books. Because that's what I had when I was a kid. I just had nothing but books. And I used to read all types of books. Romance books, horror books, any kind of books. And if they do, the books aren't that real interesting anymore. I noticed that too. Some of the books they have out now, interesting now. Like back then, because I used to read a lot of books. Everywhere. I remember I read The Giver. I love that book. Devil's Arithmetic. I love that book. The Boxcar Children. I read all those books. The Clique. I remember that. The Clique. I remember that. Let me see what else. There was another book I'm looking for. I don't know what's it called. I remember I read it in the 3rd grade. And I forgot what it was even called. But it was something about a girl moving to an apartment. I forgot what it was called. But I love that book. Ramona Jones. Is that her name? Crap, I forgot her name. No, Junie B. Jones. That's her. Ramona by Beverly Cleary. I love those books too. Jerry Finkel. I read some of his books. I think that's his name. Don't quote me on that. All the Harry Potter books. I read them all. Because I remember as a kid, we was anxious to read that book. Crazy to read that book. Especially at my school. What was the other books? I did have one book, because we used to have thrift stores back then, when there were actually thrift stores, and not just some bullshit hipster thing. But I remember back then, there was a thrift stores. And I loved reading so much that every time we had a thrift store, I'd always go to the books, because I wanted to see the type of books they had. And there was one story, well, actually 2 books I had. I don't know where they are now. They're gone now. Oh, and the American Girl series. They had books on those too. But the other 2 books was called, I remember it was a scary book. It was some guy about a lizard who turned into a iguana or something. Because I remember one of the stories I loved in that book was the very first story. And it was about a girl who, I don't know what she did. She found no, her dad passed away, and she was grieving basically. And so then she found a fairy. But before she found that fairy, she said she kept feeling a ghost touching her leg. I said, oh. And then she found a fairy, which I don't know how this fairy got into it. But long story short, she escaped and she ran off. So I remember that. And there's another story I read where there was a guy. No, there was a girl, and her boyfriend was killed. So later on, she found out who it was, his best friend, and he drowned in ice water. So I was like, "Ha!" See, I read a bunch of books. I read that when I was like 8, but I read a lot of books. I read that. Um, I'm trying to think what other books I used to read. Series. There's a Boxcar Children. Oh, there was this other story. I forgot what it was called. Where the Red Fern Goes is good too. But the story I'm thinking about is, I forgot what that series is called. It's about them kids. It was at the kids was at the grocery store, and the mom left them at the grocery store, and they had to live out on their own. I forgot what that story is called. I remember I love that book too, because I said, oh my gosh, because our teacher told us about it and we read it. It was good. What else? Let's Go Ask Alice. I remember that. I read that in high school. I think towards high school I started reading a lot of manga. One of my favorite was Karakano and High School of the Dead and Dragon Ball Z. Those were my first ones. So, yeah. If I can remember that dang story, I'm going to see if I can find it. And if I find it, I'll put in the description. But I forgot what it was called. But I remember vividly clearly that the mom took, I think it was her oldest daughter and 3 kids, and they went to the grocery store. And I remember them worrying about how they sat in the car waiting on her, and she never came back. And she just left them there. So I said, I remember that. I remember the American Girl series. Because one of the books I got the purple one with the slave. I think her name is Amelia. I think that's what her name is, Amelia. And it was good. I love that book. I read Uncle Tom's Cabin. I think I got that book. Toni Morrison's book. I read that in college. I got it from my godmother. I still got that book. The Bluest Eye. That's good. So, but yeah, I'm gonna see if I can at least get my kid to at least read some type of book. Um, or at least start my kid off with reading, because I never knew it was this bad. I was listening to a TikTok over a teacher, and he was talking about how it's so bad to where the kids can't spell thought. Like, you have a thought, not a thought. So, I don't know. Kids these days just want to be the next influencer or rapper, YouTube movie star. Even though, despite the fact that half of those, like PewDiePie been on since he was even on when I was in college. So probably even in high school. He's been on a long time. It takes time. You just don't. You gotta be consistent on it too. Like Markiplier, I know he's been on for at least. Markiplier, I know I watched him right now at least 7, 8 years. Probably even longer than that, because I watched Alan Roberts for at least 6 years now. So it takes time, unless you do the most hottest mumble rap video, which I don't understand that also. So I'm doing pretty good. You just stop. I was mumbling at first, but now I'm starting to just But yeah. What else? So I can't really think of nothing else now. I got so caught up in the library and stuff. I said, but I miss the library. One thing I always want to see if I can find out where it is. I want to go to a Library of Congress because that's where they have everything. I said, oh my gosh, I would be in heaven if I end up at the Library of Congress because I said they got every book that you can think of. I said, but yes, but speaking of which, okay, so I want to talk about this last thing. Then how much more time I got left? Got 7 minutes. That's perfect. So I want to talk about these black books. I'm so sick and tired of reading about these trifling ass hood books. I'm so sick of reading about them books. I mean, some of them are good, don't get me wrong, but some of them are just like, what in the hell is this? One in particular, because I'm gonna get it anyway. I don't care. Uh, one of the stories I have never in my whole life thought this could even be out. It is called How I Fell in Love with a Hood Millionaire. First of all, ma'am, no. Second of all, really? So, I read the excerpt of it, and basically what it is, the woman is a single mother, obviously, and she fell in love with this man, which makes sense, but she fell in love with this man. He's a millionaire. Ain't even tell what he does, but she has a son, and she's trying to figure out if this relationship will work because number one, you're out in the hood, you know, you don't want to move nowhere else. I don't know why. And number two, how would this relationship affect her son? I'm gonna get the book and do a review over it because I'm just like, what is this? If I find anything else similar like that, I'm gonna get it because I'm just like, I'm just stunned. Like for real, for real. I'm stunned. I don't know what to I don't know what to say or think. Even when I read the title, I'm just like, what the hell is this? Because usually I'm used to Toni Morrison's, uh, Maya Angelou's, all that type of stuff. But no, that's not it. The last book I had, I remember clearly. Yeah, I'm going to say this on the offer. Because I had the book still. I forgot what it was called, but this woman met this man. Now, mind you, they're married and everything. Why would you? Okay, first of all, my guessing he lives in where I'm understanding is kind of gated. Okay? First of all, where is your security? Because you have your ex who just got out of jail come to your house. You have no security cameras, no button. You don't even try to call 911. You don't even try to get the phone in your hand, scream, holler, something. So long story short, um, her ex attacks her and R-words her, pretty much. And that's all they say about that. They don't say if she. This is the thing. She doesn't tell her husband. Why she don't tell her husband, I don't know. Um, Ma'am, you just got assaulted. You gonna call the police? She doesn't call the police. That's how I know it's trifling in the beginning. She doesn't call the police. She doesn't tell her husband what's going on. Instead, her ex tries to finance her out of $1 million. And I think I read this the first few pages, and I just shut the book and just do it in the corner, because I'm just like I'm done with this now. I haven't read the rest of the book. I don't know what happened. I guess the guy dies at the end. We don't know, because I wasn't wasting my breath, time. I only got one life to live, and I most definitely am not about to waste my life on this. But I would like to thank everybody. Thank you for listening. This is the longest one, literally, but upload ever. So, with that being said, you guys be safe and be careful. I will see you guys tomorrow. I won't be on tonight because I'm going to bed tonight. Next week is my break. I'll be doing more lives than usual instead of uploads. So keep a lookout for that. Either way, be safe, be careful. Literally, be careful. I will talk to you guys later. Next time, bye-bye.